What's up, you guys? It's your boy, Eshikida, the first Black Super Saiyan to ever arrive on this planet. I'm back here with another video. You guys are here for my Avengers Endgame spoiler review. Keeping the same images up, keeping the same everything up. You know, I just want to blow past this and get this done. Look. Avengers Endgame, for me, was visually stunning. And I've seen some of the best acting I've seen from a bunch of characters in the MCU. For example, the best character with the best acting and emotion in this film was Captain America, Tony Stark, Nebula, Black Widow, Hawkeye, and that's it. That's really it. Everybody else is either a joke or they are getting underrepresented. They're getting underrepresented. Let's talk about this film. This is a spoiler review, so go ham in the chat and say whatever you want. Go ham in the chat. Go ham, bro. We're about to get into spoiler review. I will say this. I gave this movie a B-. I gave this movie a B-. This movie is a B- for reasons, more fanboy reasons, but reasons. But I got to keep it real on this review. The final battle saved this mediocre script that I have seen, bro, in this movie. They did too much, and they contradicted themselves heavily. Okay. But that final action sequence and the acting from Captain America, Nebula, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Tony Stark saved this movie for me, bro. They saved it. If it wasn't for them being so emotionally strong and pulling our heartstrings like that, this movie would have been freak you movie. Oh yeah, let me talk about this. Let's talk about the bullshit time travel ex machina that they did. I didn't like this from the start because I knew they was going to do some weird kooky stuff like this. Okay. Soon we get the characters. Let's talk about the time travel ex machina and my issue with the Doctor Strange shit from Infinity War. I want to show you guys a scene. Let's look at this scene. I want to show you guys a scene. Level with me on it. Look at it and pay attention. Just watch it. Just look. Let me show y'all something. Just watch.
Let's go.
As cool as this fight looked, I hated this scene for this specific reason here because it looked so comedically stupid for plot reasons. Just watch. Okay. Cool. Boom, boom, boom. Looking at this. Okay, let's look at this scene. Let's look.
Help! Get over here. She can't hold much more.
Okay. My issue with this scene here. And then Endgame contradicts itself here. Thanos was so weak up in Endgame, I was like, what the freak is going on? Look at this scene here. We know Thanos is super strong. But these niggas can't pull off no damn glove. But they was doing shit up in Endgame. Bruh.
Where is
He is in anguish.
she? Good.
Okay.
He came back. He mourned.
You took her to warm here.
And then Nebula was standing there the whole time and she let Quill do this. She was standing there the whole time. And she let Quill mess up the plan. Y'all know Nebula is standing right there behind him when he's about to do this. Are we serious? Okay, let's keep going. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, boom. Doctor Strange also let it happen too. But this is my problem with this scene. We're looking at this the whole time, right? And Doctor Strange is just standing there letting everything play out. Because he has a plan. Okay.
Where is she?
I'm looking at this. Why don't you guys cut off his arm? Why are we sitting here playing with this? But you know, Doctor Strange had a plan. And like I say when we get into this movie. What the freak was Doctor Strange's plan? What was his plan? What was his plan? Because the same thing he could have done with the Time Stone was the same exact thing that the other Avengers did with the Quantum Realm. They time traveled. They was using time travel, traveling to different realities and junk. And it was basically time traveling. So why didn't Doctor Strange just do the deed and just do what he had to do? Because he had the Time Stone. And nobody get in this comment section telling me, wait until Doctor Strange 2. He's going to explain it. There's a reason it came up in Infinity War. Infinity War and Endgame are two-part movies, right? Don't sit here and play with me, you guys. Don't play with me. I'm not waiting until Doctor Strange 2 for Doctor Strange to explain why he did what he did. You explained it in Endgame, bruh. This is what Doctor Strange said to Tony Stark. Tony Stark was like, "Yo, Strange, good to see you, man. Are you back? Do we win this outcome?" This is what he did. One, meaning we will win this one, but I will not tell you why I didn't do anything to Thanos when I could have easily killed him because I had the time stone. I could have froze time, chopped off his arm, and killed him. After watching Endgame and watching Infinity War, as lit as Endgame visually looked, it feels very unnecessary because Doctor Strange could have easily ended the battle. I feel like Endgame is that fan service movie that's just there. Sure, it had emotion because it was the end, but at the end of the day, you really could have ended Thanos in Infinity War. You could have. Or that's if you choreograph the action better by not giving Doctor Strange or a time stone. You know, for some reason, you give him the ability to use a time stone, but he doesn't use it. But like I say, what was Doctor Strange's plan for doing what he did? I don't know this nigga's plan. What was his plan? Even the Sorcerer Supreme that was before Doctor Strange in this movie did not know his plan. What was his plan? This is like this film did the same thing The Last Jedi did for Force Awakens. Force Awakens was only going to be really good by default if Last Jedi backed up what happened in Force Awakens. And the Endgame Infinity War brought up something. Endgame didn't touch it and left it as is. We're just supposed to accept it for what it is. This is the only reason they did that Doctor Strange stuff, so they can have emotional moments like Iron Man killing himself for sacrificing himself. And I want to talk about a scene in this movie where I get you guys are Tony Stark fans, but Tony Stark is a punk. He's trash and he's garbage now. I'm glad he's dead. I wish Thanos ripped off his head. I really wish Thanos took his fist and plunged it in Tony Stark's chest. Because that trash hero deserved that. What he said to Captain America was so disrespectful to the highest degree. I get Tony Stark was gone for 21 days without food and stuff. But he blamed Captain America for some stuff out of his control. He got mad at Cap because they lost. And he got mad at Cap because Cap wasn't there. Dumbass. Tony Stark, why didn't you pick up the phone and call him? You guys, you can't tell me in Infinity War he had the chance to call him and didn't call him. And he's going to get mad at Cap for not being there to help out Tony. You didn't call him, fool. What the freak? Cap was doing other stuff. He didn't know what was going on in New York until they saw it on the news about what happened in New York. And they got Bruce Banner. Freak Tony Stark, bruh. Weird. Straight up trash and weird. You gonna sit here and blame Tony Stark for you not calling Cap to let him know, Cap, we need to rally the troops. It's time to go into battle. The aliens are here again. It's time to go into battle. I'm like, what the frick are you doing, Tony? You getting mad at Cap because you didn't call him, and you expecting Cap to have some weird telekinesis to where, oh shoot, Tony Stark's in trouble. Let's go get him. Shut up, Tony Stark. You trash, bruh. I knew I was right about you in the universe. I knew I was right about you in Age of Ultron, Civil War, for you sided with the government, trying to have heroes expose their identities, which they was already exposed. You're trying to have heroes be restricted by the government, trying to take these heroes' freedoms from them. Shouts out to you, Tony Stark. And also in Age of Ultron, the same dude that built a death murder robot, and the same character that is not a hero like Cap. Cap is a hero. Cap does little things and Cap does the big things. Cap will save on a small scale and a big scale. Tony Stark only pulls up on a small scale, bro. Tony Stark pulls up when something big needs to happen. And they give him a moment just because he's Robert Downey Jr. Avengers 1. He took the missile into the sky. What the freak, bruh? Let's be honest. Thor could have done the same thing that he did. Avengers 2. Him doing that epic moment, trying to doing the thing under Sokovia, this little tech stuff, trying to keep him falling, and he's like, it's falling on him and stuff. You know, his big moment. And then in Avengers 3, you give him a big moment with Thanos. And like I say, my other issue with this movie, I'm glad Tony Stark is dead. I didn't cry when he died. I was totally glad he was dead because I'm a Cap fan of the MCU. And y'all did it again, Russo brothers. Cap deserved more screen time than that whack nigga Tony Stark, bruh. Give the hero his moment to speak, his moment of truth. You gonna give Tony Stark, the dude that blamed Captain America for something that was out of his control. Freak Tony Stark, bro. Trash. And then he left for 5 years and lost hope. Cap shouts out to Captain America. That's why he's the leader of the team. He never lost hope in this movie, period. I thought Cap was going to lose hope in this movie, and I was really going to take it away. Bruh, Cap was positive in this movie 24/7, bro. Shouts out to Captain America, the leader of the team. He was amazing. Always positive. This is what Cap is like Goku and Superman. Goku is always positive 24/7. He may not be the smartest, but he's the most positive person in the show. He's always positive, and he's the one character in the show that turned many villains into good guys. He did. Same thing for Superman. A very positive man in the room. Never had an evil bone in his body, but he's always positive. Some people think that's corny. Some people think, oh, you're always positive. People call that corny. That's why some people gravitate to Batman, Vegeta, Iron Man, Tony Stark. The characters are a little bit broken because they feel a bit more realistic. But shouts out to Captain America, Goku, Superman, characters like those. Always positive. Cap never lost hope in this movie. Yeah, he dropped it. Did he drop? Man, he didn't even really drop a tear like that. No. Cap had hope 24/7 throughout this movie. He was like, at some point you got to move on. And he did move on to bigger and better things. He didn't sit there and sulk and wait. He was really hoping. And he was hoping for some more. Another issue I had that was kind of like, what, are you serious? Did that just happen? So Ant-Man was locked in the quantum realm for 5 hours. But let me explain the time jump in this movie. This movie picks up 21 days. Let me explain this. This movie picks up 21 days after Thanos did the snap. Tony Stark was in space for 21 days. Captain Marvel pulls up to Tony Stark's ship, and she takes Tony Stark's ship back to Earth to go see the Avengers, right? She saved Tony Stark in space, right? Okay. And then the Avengers, Captain Marvel, and all of them say, hey, let's go get Thanos. They go to Thanos' planet. They go and kill Thanos. Well, no, Thor dumbass kills Thanos when they could have took him in and whatever. Well, he couldn't undo it anyways, but it's whatever. They go to Thanos' farm to interrogate him and get information. They find out Thanos destroyed the stones. And this is my issue with that situation. Thanos said one thing. He said this one phrase. Not of use anymore. That's your explanation for destroying 6 Infinity Stones. That's your explanation. I don't need them anymore. That's your explanation? You don't need them anymore? That's your explanation. That's the best explanation you can give. I don't need them anymore. They're useless to me. I'm not accepting that. That's a whack explanation. You supposed to, give me a real explanation. That's a whack explanation. Hey, son, why didn't you eat that pizza? I saw one thing of pepperoni on it, so I threw away the pizza, Mom, because I saw that one piece of pepperoni on it. Why didn't you just take off the pepperoni? It still got cheese. Well, Mom, I didn't want the pizza, the pepperoni touched the cheese, and I was like, I don't even want to eat it now. But, son, you could have just took off the pepperonis. But, Mom, I don't want it. That kind of shit. It's like, you really just threw away pizza, right? You threw away pizza, and all you had to do was take off the pepperoni if you wanted to get to the cheese. But you threw away the pizza still. Even though it touched you still got cheese on it. But Mama, you just wasted a whole pizza. Thanos. That was very stupid, bro. This nigga Thanos is trash. People were hyping up Thanos. Avengers Endgame solidified Thanos needed an origin. Because I wonder in this film, how can he hold 6 Infinity Stones? What makes Thanos so special? How is he so powerful? Infinity War didn't explain that, and Endgame didn't explain none of this. What the freak, bruh? You should have gave Thanos an origin. I don't know shit. How can he hold 6 Infinity Stones? Hulk put his hand inside the Infinity Gauntlet, and his hand shrunk and got destroyed. How? I thought Hulk was super strong. And you're telling me Thor and them can't even hold it? How can Thanos hold it? Why is Thanos so powerful? And you guys, if you're listening to what I just said right now, do not go off of comic books. I feel like some people's going to go off of comic books. This is the MCU. Use your MCU knowledge to tell me how Thanos can hold 6 Infinity Stones. And this is what the Russo brothers did. This is trash. They took out Thanos' origin, put it into a book, and told us, oh, if you want to learn Thanos' origin, go read a book. I ain't finna read that damn book. You create books for movies in between. For example, this is what Russo should be saying, go read a book for. Oh, you want to figure out what happened between Avengers 1 to Avengers 2? Well, we got an MCU book dedicated to that, so go watch. Okay, I will. I'll go read it. Okay, I will. They're not going to make a movie about the events between Avengers 1 to Avengers 2. But this is the problem. They hype up Thanos for 10 years worth of movies, right? He's the big bad. Your big bad needed to be explained. There needed to be more reason to why he's doing what he's doing. Because Thanos' plan makes no damn sense. This was the most unnecessary villain plan ever. So basically, Thanos wanted to snap half and make the world a better place. Well, what did we see on Earth? The world was not a better place. There was garbage everywhere. Nobody was picking up trash. Half the population was gone by a ton. The skies was all black and dark and moody. He messed up the ecos. Bruh, Thanos snapped away more resources than people needed. Thanos killed some animals and he wiped away some plants. Kevin Feige stated this. So, I'm looking at this. This man just really did this plan that wasn't even permanent. Wasn't even a good plan. For example, Thanos also messed up the ecosystem and stuff. There's a scene where Scarlett Johansson, Black Widow, is talking to Okoye. Okoye was talking about there's tremors in the ocean. There's earthquakes and tremors going on in the ocean. And I'm over here like, wait a minute. That's due to what Thanos did with the snap. So basically, Thanos made the weather. He even affected the weather. It made the planets even worse. And I'm like, what the freak, bro? Your plan was so... Did I just watch a movie about you with a plan that wasn't even somewhat working? His plan barely even worked. His plan barely worked. It didn't even work. It was trash. Thanos waited 10 years to snap people in half when he could have done that same thing with his army within the same time and probably would have been done with it. Because I'm over like, bruh, you waited 10 years to get a gauntlet to do something that you and your army could have done, which you was already doing. And then I'm here, and then you supposed to got a plan, a permanent plan, and your plan's not even permanent. What the frick am I watching, bruh? This dude Thanos, this is my problem with Thanos in these movies. Thanos is not a good villain. A good villain to me is a villain that can go head up with ideologies against the hero, right? For example, let's use Joker and Bane. The reason Joker and Bane is tight, it wasn't on an action level, it was on a dialogue level. Bane, it was action and dialogue. Bane needed the action to back up his dialogue. Every time Batman tried to use his ideology to go head up with Bane, Bane would hit him back with something like, oh, blah, 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 blah. They would come back. Same thing with Joker. Batman hits him with an ideology. Batman tries to explain something like, yo, this, and that. And then Joker will hit him back. Go like, yeah. He will rebuttal, and he'll be on point with it. He will rebuttal his point. Thanos in Infinity War, he was with Gamora, and then Gamora was really bringing up some good points to why his plan was BS. Because it's like, how do you know that? As big as the universe is, Thanos, how do you know you're even correct? What if there's a planet in the universe that actually for some odd reason resupplies its resources? What if there's a planet out there that exists that does that? Did you know that, Thanos? Because Thanos did not know the status of Asgardians. He didn't know the status of a bunch of planets. But Thanos went off a few planets and made a justification for the whole. That's like me going to a few black people. Oh, man, you're all pro-black? All black people are pro-black. No, that's false. All planets are not the same. They're not. All civilizations on each of these planets are not the same. Now, I'm wondering. So, and like, let me get back to my point. Thanos will argue, like for example, when he was arguing with Gamora about his ideology, and Gamora was like, "Oh, you're crazy. You're doing this. How do you even know? How do you even know what you're saying is right?" And this is what Thanos did. He got mad. He got mad and frustrated like a little whiny little baby, and then he said, something real basic. Because I'm the only one who can, who knows. I'm the only one who can do it. Okay. That's your reasoning? That's your reasoning? You're pulling a Kylo Ren stunt here? You're gonna groan and get mad when you're hitting, like, for example, Joker and Bane. Joker, he can confidently hit you back with some ideology, hit you back with something. Same thing for Bane. Thanos, he was not doing that, bruh. This dude was dropping phrases and just running with his phrases like they meant something. Nigga, your plan didn't mean shit. Your plan didn't even work like you said it would. It made no sense. It made no sense. You made the world even worse, bruh. What happened on Earth? There was tremors, earthquakes going on in the ocean. That was caused by Thanos and his snap. He messed up the ecosystem, the weather. He messed up these planets. I sat here hoping Thanos would have a deep ideology, and he didn't. Endgame solidified that. And Thanos, bruh. Let's go back. I want to show y'all something. This makes no sense. Seeing what Thor did in Infinity War. But I'm watching this movie Endgame, and Thanos is somehow fending off Thor's Stormbreaker hammer when Thor's Stormbreaker hammer went through 6 Infinity Stones, bruh. Let's go back. Let's look at this. Let's look, bruh. Let's look. Look at what Thor's OP hammer does. I don't think this should have happened, but it happened. Shouts out Russo Brothers. Can't scale power for shit. Look at this. Look. Is his hammer going through a 6 Infinity Stone blast? Okay. That hammer is very OP. This is where the power scaling gets full retard. The Russo brothers cannot scale power, but the MCU always had bad power scaling. I would say it's just as bad as Dragon Ball Super's power scaling. Okay. So Thanos' Stormbreaker hammer. Thor's Stormbreaker hammer. Thor was having trouble to kill Thanos, who didn't have 6 Infinity Stones, and he has his hammer. Thanos defeated Iron Man, Thor, and Cap before the big battle came. So Thanos with no stones defeated Thor, who had the Stormbreaker hammer that went through 6 Infinity Stones. But in Endgame, Thanos defeated Thor until it didn't take until all the heroes came back for Thanos to lose. He defeated Iron Man. He defeated Thor. He took down Cap, but Cap got back up. And you're telling me Thor's Stormbreaker hammer that went through 6 Infinity Stones at once. Okay. And Thanos was taking down Thor. I will turn my brain off and I will believe that. I will try to believe that. That is blasphemous in itself. That's very blasphemous. A Thanos from the past, who came to the future, from the 2014 Guardians film, right, had 6 Infinity Stones. No, he didn't have 6 Infinity Stones. He had a sword. And then he was taking on Thor, who had a Stormbreaker hammer, which is stronger than 6 Infinity Stones. But Thanos is somehow defeated Thor in he defeated Iron Man, Cap, and Thor in a 3-on-3 battle. Who direct Russo brothers? Look, your movie was visually epic and it looked tight, but y'all can't direct power scaling. Y'all can't scale power for shit, bro. Y'all terrible at it. Yeah, Thanos was trash. He's trash now. He's trash. So you're telling me, how is Captain Marvel the strongest Avenger? I'm trying to understand this. Wait. Something happened in Endgame. Wait a minute. I'm gonna watch Endgame again, but the scene they went to attack Thanos, did Thanos shoot a beam out of his glove? Nah. No. It couldn't have been. Thanos was so trash, man. Bro. Wait a minute. In Endgame, when Captain Marvel, Rhodey, and all them held down Thanos, did he shoot a blast from his glove? Nah, he didn't. I don't think he did. Okay, whatever. Where was I at? Oh yeah. Oh no, I was talking about Thanos' power scaling. Now let's get to what Captain America did in this movie. Okay. Soon we'll get to the time travel shit because that's just confusing, and I'll try to explain the best way I can. Let's get to some more of the power scaling. Captain America picked up Thor's hammer. Now, I know in the comics Captain America did this, but in the MCU, okay. In the MCU, this is how you get to hold Thor's hammer. But the only other person who held Thor's hammer in the MCU was Vision, because he had an Infinity Stone. Infinity Stone surpasses a lot. See, because he had an Infinity Stone. That's the only reason Vision was able to pick up Thor's hammer. Hela, you can say she picked it up, but then if that's the case, Hela was gifted to Mjolnir by Odin. Same way Thor was gifted Mjolnir by Odin. So, this MCU never explained at all how it works with Thor's hammer. It's very inconsistent. Because for the most part, from what I've seen in Thor 1, Odin took away Thor's privilege to hold the hammer. And he gives him the privilege to hold the hammer. It was enchanted by Odin. Okay. So Cap picked it up, but the hammer was never bestowed upon the Cap. It was bestowed upon the Thor. But since Vision had an Infinity Stone, I give Vision a benefit of the doubt for picking up Mjolnir in Avengers 2. I give him that benefit because Vision has a Mind Stone in his head. Infinity Stones, very powerful. Did we not see what they did in Infinity War? Captain America is a super soldier human. Okay. As tight as the scene looked, I'm not finna accept that scene right there for what it is. It looked tight, but based off the MCU, they never gave no straight up explanation on who can just pick up his hammer. Cap just picked up his hammer. Because why? And you guys use the explanation of the MCU. I'm going off of what Thor 1 clearly shown to us. Odin took Thor's privilege and his powers to hold the hammer. And Odin had to give Thor that privilege again to wield the hammer. He enchanted it. So Thor took Mjolnir. We'll talk about it later. Thor brought Mjolnir from the past into the present time, and Cap picked it up and used it. And Cap was able to summon the thunder. How? How is Cap able to summon? Well, you will be bestowed with the powers of Thor. Okay, yeah. So, wait. How did... When did Thor enchant the hammer to give... No. Thor didn't even give it to him. Cap picked it up. So... Wait a minute, bro. This shit is making less... So did Odin give Cap permission to hold it? How? What? Oh my gosh. This MCU, bro, this timeline is confusing now. My G. Okay, alright, let's get off of that. That Mjolnir stuff is confusing because they never specified the rules on Mjolnir, bro. Go off of MCU. What's the rules for Mjolnir, for Cap being able to hold Thor's hammer? Because what I remember from Thor 1, in order for you to hold Mjolnir, to get the powers of Thor, Odin bestowed it upon you. Odin had the power to take Thor's hammer. Odin enchanted Thor's hammer to specifically work for him. Vision picked it up via Mind Stone because, Mind Stone, Infinity Stone. I'll give that a little bit more benefit based off the MCU's new Elseworld timeline. But for that, nah. Okay. Another character who was let's get to some stuff about Thor. Thor was utterly trash in this movie. He was a comedian. He made this movie less serious than it was supposed to be. He was just cracking jokes. All he did was crack jokes. He looked like a bum. He looked like a homeless bum. This another problem with the MCU I have. Feige, this ain't cool, bro. You really sat here and allowed this? Nobody want to see no fat superhero, bro. What the fuck? I don't want to see no fat, obese superhero. What the freak, bro? Thor's supposed to be yoked. Where's the muscles at? That wasn't even funny. How I was hoping by the end of the movie he would have drunk some magical elixir to get his muscles back. That wasn't even funny. What you doing to Thor? You gonna have him show up in his battle all fat and stuff, sluggish and It was the same thing in Guardians 1. The MCU likes to troll people. Guardians 1, the dance off. What kind of ending is that shit? That's just dumb. That's retarded. You're gonna do a dance off to stop the villain, to distract the villain, and you made your villain look stupid and trash? Trolling. You're trolling me. Iron Man 3. This was the biggest troll moment in the MCU possible. They trolled us with the Mandarin. The Mandarin and the dance-off from Guardians 1 in the final battle of Captain Marvel with Yon-Rogg is the equivalent of Thor being fat in this movie. It's the equivalent. Thor is trash, brother. Thor ain't got no fans. Because MCU fans or comic book fans will allow Thor to get shitted on and they don't even care. As long as Thor cracks a joke, he's tight. Shouts out to comic book fans that like the MCU that allowed their character Thor to become trash. An obese hero? What the freak was he doing out there? He looked like a bum, yo. He looked like a straight up bum. A bum. That ain't cool, bro. He looked like a bum. I'm good, yo. And then we get to Hulk, who was absolutely trash. Useless. Didn't do nothing and barely did anything. Does Hulk not have a healing factor? This is my problem with the Infinity Stones. There's no rules specified with these Infinity Stones, bro. Okay. Let's go back to Incredible Hulk. We know Hulk has a healing factor. Incredible Hulk is part of the MCU. Don't forget. Incredible Hulk has a healing factor. The Abomination took his arm, his elbow. Took this. And then he rammed his bone inside the Hulk's chest, right? Rammed it in there. Put a hole in Hulk's chest. Hulk's chest healed up and closed. Okay. So the Infinity Stones mess up Hulk's arm. Okay, Hulk, you have a healing factor. Why aren't you healing? In the MCU, we don't know if Thanos has a healing factor, but I'm assuming. But from what I saw in Infinity War, he didn't have a healing factor. If anything was healing him, it was the Infinity Stones. That was healing him. But even at that, the Infinity Stones didn't heal him because this dummy destroyed the stones, but for what reason? They're useless? The same reason the Russo brothers gave for Thanos being so weak up in Infinity War. Oh, Thanos likes to have fun. Even more why I think he's trash. I don't want to see you have fun. I want to see you be a villain. Do some villainous stuff. Be a G. Wipe them all out. Do what you need to do. Man, this movie, bro. This final act saved the movie, and Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Man, and Nebula, their acting saved this movie. In that final act. If it wasn't for these factors, this movie would have had some mediocre ass writing. Let's get to the Doctor Strange shit, because that makes less sense now. What was Doctor Strange's... I'm asking everybody in the comment section. What was Doctor Strange's reason for allowing Thanos to win? What was the reason? Because I don't know what the reason was. The same stuff that Doctor Strange could have done that the Avengers did, they was time traveling. Okay, Doctor Strange, you had a time stone in front of you. Why not just time travel farther back and kill Thanos before Infinity War happened? Based off of what I seen in Endgame, because he gave no reason. This was Doctor Strange's reasoning. One, he put up his finger and said, one. I'm gonna tell you this much. I'm not waiting until Doctor Strange 2 for Doctor Strange's reasoning. I waited until Endgame to get a definite reason on why Doctor Strange did what Doctor Strange did. Why did he do what he did? I don't know. I'm not waiting. You guys, I'm done with Thor. I'm done with Hulk. I'm done with these characters. There's a reason Thor's trilogy is trash. There's a reason his character gets shitted on. There's a reason they made one of his most, defining moments in his comics was Ragnarok, a very dark story, was turned into a parody of itself. And Thor fans and there's Thor fans. Your character's trash. He was a fat. Thor was a bum in this movie. Hulk. Professor Hulk is whack. He's a punk. He didn't do nothing. All he did was pick up the Infinity Gauntlet and burnt his hand and his Does Hulk not have a healing factor? What the fuck am I watching, bruh? Hulk has a healing factor. Why is your arm healing? Whatever. Just whatever. This movie. Let's get into the whole time travel thing. Try to let me explain this the best way I can. Oh, the reason for Doctor Strange, the reason for the quantum generator booting up, that rat stepping on that button, that was stupid. A rat stepped on the button and Ant-Man came back. Wow, what a coincidence. 5 years later, that one street rat walks onto the button, presses it, and boom, hooray. Ant-Man got let out of the quantum realm. Okay, let me explain this. Now, this is where stuff starts to get confusing and why time travel was used poorly in this movie, bro. This shit is confusing like a mofo. So, you're telling me their goal was to time travel, bring Infinity Stones from the past into the future. Or let's say from another reality into this reality. Okay. Now, in the comics, the Infinity Stones from different universes and realities do not work. They only work for those set realities and universes. My other problem with the Infinity Gauntlet in this universe. Why do you have to close your fist? Why? Why do you have to close your fist, use a glove? Why? It wasn't explained. You just do it and boom. And what are the rules with the Infinity Stones? How far do they reach? In this movie, it's the MCU. They can do whatever they want. So basically, you're telling me if you bring the Infinity Stones from a past reality to a present reality, they will work. Okay. Bullshit. But, it's whatever. I'll try to believe it. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, so you guys are going to time travel to the past, get stones, bring them to the future, undo the snap, and you did. Cool. Hulk unsnapped his finger. Yeah, we'll talk about the Avengers tower. We'll talk about that. So basically, I felt there were contradictions in the time traveling. Thor, these characters had set missions. Thor and Rocket was going to go and get the Ether, which was from Thor 2. Nebula and War Machine had a job to go to Movar to get the Power Stone. Doctor Strange, Captain America, Iron Man, and Ant-Man went to go get the Tesseract and Mind Stone. And Time Stone with Hulk. And then Hawkeye and Black Widow went to Vormir to get the Soul Stone. Okay, this is my issue with this. So, in order for you to get the Soul Stone, you need to make a sacrifice of the one you love most. Said in Infinity War by Red Skull. The thing Thanos loved the most was Gamora, right? So he killed her, right? Okay. Hawkeye. So did Hawkeye really love Natasha more than his wife? Huh. I'm confused. Or was it because I don't remember Red Skull saying if you sacrifice yourself, that works the same way too. They said you need to give up a loved one. From what I've seen, Hawkeye and Black Widow were like brother, they were like brother and sister, but they didn't love each other that much. I think Hawkeye loved his wife more than anything else, his wife and kids. More than Natasha, but, just brother and sister. And I'm over here looking at this, I'm like, wait a minute. This shit makes no sense right now. So you're able to give up Natasha, even though we know for a fact Hawkeye loves his wife and kids more than Natasha. I'm just saying. So she sacrifices herself and then he gets the Soul. Okay, whatever. And then we get to Back to the Past, and it was some fan service there. Cap said Hell Hydra. So we have the Time Stone. We're trying to get the Tesseract, the Mind Stone, and the Time Stone. Hulk went to go see the previous Sorcerer Supreme, the bald white lady, to go get the Time Stone. And he gets it. Still trash. He was used for nothing. And then they're cracking jokes in between. What the fuck is going on? And then Captain America runs into his old self. And I'm like, is this not messing with the timeline? And then you got Iron Man and Ant-Man who messed up. And they changed the outcome of one of the timelines they went to, which is a previous part of their timeline. And they went back to Loki. So they went back to the events of Avengers 1. Loki took the Tesseract and left, which changed the outcome of the movies after that. So I'm looking at this. Wait a minute. How? So the president won't be affected now? What the hell is going on? But to correct that, they went back further in the past to get the Tesseract before they run into before the Avengers situation. So I guess that gets retconned by that. And they went back further to where Tony Stark met his dad earlier, and Cap, he saw Peggy and stuff. He didn't talk to her, but he saw her. And they got the time stone. They got the Tesseract from the 1970s, not 2012. Okay. I guess that retcons the Avengers 1 situation. It retcons it. But still, the present was changed based off of Loki taking the Tesseract. And then Thor messes... Oh my gosh. Thor was not supposed to talk to his mom. He's not supposed to talk to his mom. This changes the future, bro. Okay. Thor was not supposed to talk to his mom, but he did. Changed the timeline a bit. He changed the interactions. So this is the confusing part about it. Thor took his hammer from Thor 2 in the past to the present. This is the problem. You took this hammer from this Thor here. This Thor has no hammer. So you're telling me, the same way he has Stormbreaker now, all the events played out the same. He still ends up being Fat Thor. I'm just trying to make sense of this, guys. Like, I'm trying to understand. Thor went to the past, took the reality stone. No, he took his old hammer, brought it to the present to have with his Stormbreaker. Okay. He took a hammer from another Thor who had a hammer. He took his past self's hammer earlier than when it was supposed to be taken. That changes the timeline, guys. It changes the timeline. It does. It changes the timeline. That did change the timeline. Thor bringing his hammer from the past into the future. And then, in the present time, everything is still the same. That changes shit. But it's whatever, time travel. But like I said, all these characters time traveled, but why couldn't Doctor Strange just do this? He had the time stone. And don't get in this comment section telling me, wait until Doctor Strange 2, they're going to explain it. Shut up. I'm not finna wait until no Doctor Strange 2 for them to explain this. I'm not. I'm not finna wait. Why the hell would I wait? I'm not waiting that long. I waited until Endgame. I waited 10 plus years. I ain't waiting. So we get to a timeline where Iron Man dies when Strange could have prevented all this, so Iron Man had to die. You knew Iron Man was gonna die, and everyone was okay with it. Why? Why didn't Iron Man have to die? Just because he started the first movie? If Strange time traveled and did what he had to do with the time stone, nobody would have been dead. Just saying. That scene when Iron Man though snapped his fingers and killed Thanos' army was epic. But it's my problem with this scene. Is where Iron Man's bullshit armor plot armor comes in. Last time I checked, Iron Man's human. He clearly cannot hold the Power Stone. Iron Man's body should have went to ash as soon as possible. He's human. Peter Quill didn't turn ash because he's part alien. In Ego, I guess he was a celestial. He's part alien being. Almost a god in a way. Now, I look at Iron Man. The only thing Iron Man has is a suit. Right? So, he's able to do this. He burnt half of his body when his body should have crumbled into ash. In no way, shape, or form can Tony Stark hold the Power Stone based off the MCU. He can't. He cannot. Based off the MCU, his body should have went to ash. Which, is whatever. He still died, but that was bullshit to me. Oh. Another scene that... the plot armor in this movie was crazy. You guys. Y'all remember the scene where where Nebula sent the signal to get Thanos? And Thanos' ship went through the quantum time travel device, and it came out into the sky, and it attacked Avengers Tower, right? Okay. Alright, let me try to make sense of this. This shit was very dumb. The only people that should have survived this attack was Hulk, Thor, and Iron Man. Because Iron Man's suit... Well, no, Iron Man should have been dead. The only two people that should have survived this attack was Hulk and Thor. Level with me. Iron Man's ship comes out... Thanos' ship comes out the sky. Okay. Thanos drops a bunch of missiles and bombs. Pew, 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 pew. Down to the ground. He destroys it. He destroys all of the Avengers Tower. Lucky plot armor saves Hawkeye, Captain America, War Machine, Rocket Raccoon. Yeah, all these people should have been dead. They should have been dead. You're telling me the ship came. Pew, 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 pew. Thanos shot down a bunch of missiles. Blew up a huge radius of Avengers Tower, right? The Avengers base. And the plot armor gets so retarded. Captain America survives. Rocket Raccoon survives. Ant-Man survives. Whatever. I'll believe it. I'll turn off my brain and believe it. Let's get to another notable scene. The final battle. That final battle was epic, but that shit was so dumb at the same time too. So you're telling me you're telling me Thanos, who had no Infinity Stones, couldn't be killed by Thor. But when Captain Marvel shows up, he has trouble fighting her. When Captain Marvel, all she did was blow up a ship. She blew up Thanos' ship. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Did y'all know Thor could have done the same exact thing? How's she the strongest in the MCU when she blew up Thanos' ship? Thor's Stormbreaker Hammer can do the same thing. And she's the strongest in the MCU. So, Thanos in the past, from 2014, comes to the future. Who doesn't know anybody there. That's why this kills this scene. No emotional weight or nothing. As Thanos doesn't even know half these people. Doesn't even know Tony Stark. And then I'm looking at this. I'm over here like, are you serious? Did Thanos just, with no Infinity Stones, let's go back. He's fending off Thor. with the hammer that went through 6 Infinity Stones all at once. I'm just saying, here's the proof right here. I'm just saying, look. Just look, guys. This is proof right here. He's firing 6 Infinity Stones at once towards his hammer. Look what his hammer does. Okay. Oh, the power scaling was terrible in this movie. Oh my gosh. Sure, the fight scenes looked epic, but the power scaling was terrible. Made no sense. It was like me watching Goku. It was like me watching Krillin keep up with Goku in a fight. That's basically what this was. Goku was Thanos and Krillin was Thor. That's what Avengers Endgame was. No. That's what. No, this is the best way for me to explain it. Thor became Goku, and Thanos was Krillin to Thor based off Thor having Stormbreaker. Okay, but still, he's able to fend off Thanos somehow. And Thanos is able to fend off Thor, even though Thor... The only way Thanos was able to somewhat fend off Thor, he needed 6 Infinity Stones. Okay. I'm sitting here trying to believe all this. Look, I'll say this. I ranted a lot. The action scenes looked epic, but the power scaling was so trash. The action scenes looked epic, but they didn't make any sense. Not to me. You guys, I give this movie a B-. Infinity War, my grade dropped from a C- to a D. It almost hit an F because of Doctor Strange's reasoning. The same reason it was like this for... This reminds me of the Force Awakens and Last Jedi thing. The reason people gave Force Awakens, that trash movie, a pass was because they expected Last Jedi to explain the stuff that happened in Force Awakens. Now for Endgame, my biggest thing to give Infinity War a pass was waiting on what Doctor Strange's reasoning was, because I was going to solidify my biggest issue with Infinity War. And Endgame didn't even explain that. It didn't. Doctor Strange said, 1. Okay. What is that supposed to do for me? What's your real reason? Because from what I see, all the stuff they did in this movie, you could have done with the Time Stone. But I digress. Look, you guys, I get the movie was somewhat lit, but Thor was trash. The MCU, they shitted on Thor. The Russo brothers, what you guys do to Thor? What the freak did you do? Kevin Feige, you thought that was funny? That was not funny, bruh. That was not funny at all. That was not funny. The Hulk, that ain't funny either, Kevin Feige. You let that character become trash. He's not even doing what he's supposed to be doing. He's supposed to be the strongest Avenger. Hulk got beat up by Iron Man and Iron Man 2 with the Hulk Buster. You gonna have me sit here and believe that? He's supposed to be the strongest Avenger for a reason. But Iron Man beats him up. Iron Man's the strongest Avenger now, based off the MCU. Well, Iron Man is stronger than Hulk and could body him with his new armor. That's a fact. I'm just... What the fuck is going on? Look, I gave this movie a B-. I gave it a B-. It was the hardest thing for me to do. I really wanted to give this movie a lower grade, but I'm giving it a B- because if it wasn't for Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Nebula, and Iron Man's acting with that final act of this movie wouldn't have got the grade it deserves. I feel people giving this movies an A's and B's out of emotion because they cried. Nah. Look at this film for what it is. Does the writing make sense? It didn't make sense to me. But hey, I'm me. It's whatever. Best character in this movie that deserved more screen time than that whack Iron Man dude? Captain America. How dare you shit on Captain America like that? How dare you? The heart, an actual hero. Tony Stark is whack. Tony Stark blamed Captain America for something out of Captain America's control in this movie. What kind of stupid, dumb shit is that? Oh, it's your... where was you at, Captain America? We have no plan. Okay, you act like Captain America could have stopped Thanos like that. What the fuck? Shh, dumbass. But you know, it's whatever. I'll let you guys know this much. Sure, I'm kind of mixed on Cap's ending too. I'm mixed. My issue with that is this. No. This solidified it. I'm correct. Because this is how it happened. Captain America, I don't know why he went by himself, but Captain America went. That should have been more than a one-person job for him to do that. But it's whatever. Captain America had to go back to each of the spots they took the stones from. Okay. That was a one-man job. Bullshit. I'm calling BS on that, but it's whatever. He went back, but he went and stayed with Peggy Carter. Now, this is where it comes in, of how Thor doing what he did made no sense at all. It made no sense. So basically, he came back into the present timeline as an old man. Why was Captain America so old? He has a super soldier serum. And don't tell me, oh, he got rid of the super soldier serum, SJK. Go watch the movie. No. He was an old man. Why did he look so old? I would have been happier if they just killed off Cap. Like, just kill Cap. I wanted Cap to get an epic, noble death with Tony Stark. Both of them should have went out together, to be honest. That's why I'm so mixed on his ending, because I'm like, wait a minute. So Thor was able to bring his hammer back from the past into the future, but Captain America went back to the past, met up with Peggy Carter, but he wasn't supposed to do that because he changed up the timeline now. And then he is an old man now in this timeline, in our present timeline. I'm like, wait a minute. So Thor changed the timeline. He took the hammer. This shit don't make no sense, bruh. I'm trying to make sense of it, but hey, I love Cap. I'm glad he's not dead, but I don't know. Hey, but when Cap said Avengers Assemble, you got me. Oh, if it wasn't for Cap saying Avengers Assemble, that final act of this movie, Captain America's acting, Black Widow's acting, Hawkeye's acting, Iron Man's acting, and Nebula's acting, this would have been a trash movie. It would have. If it wasn't for these things here, this movie would have been dropped. Because I was not believing this story for 1 second. Because now looking at Infinity War, Endgame feels so irrelevant now. Because it's like, this movie didn't need to come out. Especially this early. I wish the Russo brothers did wait two years to then do this movie. Part 2, boom. They really should have waited on Endgame, bro. They should have waited. At least a year. No, they should have waited 2 years at least and then do Endgame. This wasn't. They did not. This wasn't meshing well because I'm like this. Doctor Strange should have ended all this, but Doctor Strange gave no reasoning to why he did what he did. Whatever though. But you guys, if there's anything I missed in the review, we'll talk about it in the chat. It's gonna premiere this, but look. This is a B- movie for epicness, but as far as writing goes, it's smooth. This would have been lower if it wasn't. See, this is why it's hard. I'm trying to be fair, and I can't because the same people that got on me about Infinity War talking about, oh, you're not being fair enough to the movie. It's a superhero movie. You got to be fair to it. Okay, doesn't mean I'm going to turn a blind eye to any stuff that doesn't make sense to me. I'm not finna turn a blind eye. I'm not finna turn a blind eye. I don't do that stuff. It's the same thing while I like Dragon Ball Super, but I can call out Dragon Ball Super has some retarded power scaling. Why can't MCU fans do the same thing with the MCU? I bet I'm finna get some people in this comment section talking about, hey man, yeah, the MCU is amazing. I know it's amazing, but it still has flaws. But it's whatever, you know? That's just how fan bases are. Hell, I even get at DC about that bullshit stuff they do bringing in Zack Snyder. But DC fans get mad at me for calling out Zack Snyder on his bullshit when he messed up the DC universe. But it's whatever. I'll give my last things. I'll say this last thing. I give my props to the MCU for doing what they had to do. I'm actually surprised I got a Avengers movie before a Justice League movie, and Warner Brothers had all the rights to the characters, and they could have came out with a Justice League movie way before Avengers 1. I give Marvel Studios props for beating DC to it. But after Endgame, which should be the official end, Kevin Feige, you can hold 2 L's. Spider-Man Far From Home will be whack compared to what Endgame was. Kevin Feige is actually ending Phase 3, the Infinity Saga, on Spider-Man Far From Home. Are you smoking, Feige? What the Far From Home better be better than Avengers Endgame, if that's the case. Far From Home better be 10 times better than Avengers Endgame. And it will not be. End Phase 3 on Avengers Endgame, Kevin Feige. Start Phase 4 with Spider-Man Far From Home. And continue from there. Because you're leading into Phase 4 anyways. Might as well start Phase 4 with Spider-Man Far From Home. But it's whatever. Oh, Kevin Feige also hold this L. Last thing I'm going to say. For Captain Marvel. She didn't ruin the movie, but she was contradicting herself a lot in this movie. Okay. Like I said in my spoiler-free review. Captain Marvel been in this universe with Thanos and Ronan the Accuser for 20 years. Almost 23 years, if we, technically 23 years. Captain Marvel been in the same universe as Ronan the Accuser and Thanos for 20 years. Okay, let me make sense of this. MCU fans, understand. Just love with me and think bigger than what our closed-minded heads can do. So you're telling me Thanos can get away with doing genocide for 20 years and Captain Marvel never came across Captain Marvel never killed Thanos or killed Ronan the Accuser. Think about it like this. Thanos is a public figure. He's very popular in the galaxy. He goes from planet to planet to planet to planet, killing half. He's sort of like a tyrant dictator in a way. Okay, you're sitting here telling me Captain Marvel is going from planet to planet to planet to planet in the same universe as Thanos, helping people, right? And then we get to Endgame, we find out she been up in space for 20 years. She dished her home planet Earth. She dished her friend Maria Rambeau. She dished Monica Rambeau. She dished her family, whatever family she had left on this planet. She dished us for 20 years. Trash hero. Why would you ditch your own planet? You don't see, for example, you don't see Superman, who was born on Earth. As soon as he finds out something's going on in space, he doesn't leave our Earth for 20 years and say, oh, Justice League, call me whenever you needed some help. The fuck was... Nah. Help your people. Help us out. 2, we also want your help. But she's like, oh, there's more planets out there. Shut the fuck up. Because in this movie, they didn't even show us what's going on other planets, bro. They didn't even show us what's going on other planets. They only showed us what happened on Earth. All we saw was people wiped away on Earth. Y'all couldn't at least give us a montage showing us different planets in ruin after the snap. You couldn't show us that. Whatever, I'll take it for what it is. Bullshit, but I'll take it for what it is. They should have gave us a montage scene of different planets in ruin after the snap, like Earth was. And then I'm waiting. I'm like, Captain Marvel, you're coming in here with your plan. Oh, let's go punch Thanos, the guy with 6 Infinity Stones. Yeah, they beat him. But that was their plan. Let's go get Thanos. Thanos was so trash in this movie, bruh. Wasn't even scary anymore. I thought Thanos was going to be a G, bruh. Thanos over destroyed the stones for the dumbest reason ever. They're useless. They're useless. Now? Okay, whatever. And like I say, I was hoping for more from Thanos, and I didn't get that. I needed an origin too. Thanos, trash in this universe. Captain Marvel, I don't want to see no movie from her moving forward. She got 7 movies moving forward. Her character's a whole walking contradiction, bro. Her shit makes no sense. The Guardians did her job that she promised to do in Captain Marvel. She's gonna go stop the Kree. The Guardians did your job. Where was you when Ronan the Accuser attacked Xandar? Captain Marvel. Where was you at when Thanos was going from planet to planet to planet to planet to planet in the same universe as you, killing people? You never came across one planet that Thanos attacked? You never went to go deal with Thanos? And also, you're telling me Captain Marvel is the strongest in the MCU? She blew up Thanos' ship? Thor could have done the same thing. Thor could have blew up those missiles that she blew up in Captain Marvel with his hammer. Iron Man could have... Iron Man can blow up the missiles too, bruh. The freak. A planet fell on Iron Man in Infinity War. Hey, shouts out to MC Power Scaling, bruh. This is... Hey, you know... I still give the movie a B-, you know, for epicness. Visual epicness, but that's it. Look, I'm going to end this video there. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Man, this was stress, bruh. This movie emotionally got me, bro. This movie emotionally got me, but that's it. You can't just get me off emotion, because, for one, I didn't even cry when Iron Man died. Freak Iron Man. I actually wish Thanos took his hand and plunged it right through his chest and yanked his heart out. Freak him. Trash character. Iron Man got mad at Captain America and blamed him for some shit that wasn't even in his control. Trash. That's why you built Ultron, you trash character. He built Ultron without even consulting with Captain America before he did it. Stupid. He also, in Civil War, tried to make heroes expose their abilities. No. He tried to make heroes sign up with the government when they deserve the right to choose for themselves. So shut up, Iron Man. And Iron Man also talked about in Iron Man 3 he was retiring from being Iron Man. And in Avengers 2, he also said he's retiring from being Iron Man. Oh, what happened? He's still Iron Man. Walking contradictions. But you know, it's whatever. CMCU. I give them props for doing what they had to do. They built up to it. They made it here. Moving forward, the potential movies coming up. Yeah, I'm about to go to another side I'm about to go to another side, you know, see. They got Shang-Chi coming up, Black Widow. Black Widow's a little bit too late. Kevin Feige, hold this L for shitting on Scarlett Johansson. That's whack that you gave Scarlett Johansson's role to Brie Larson, a woman that was already here, a very strong, powerful woman that was already there. And you bring in Brie Larson, she's not even funny. Her character is boring. Her acting was the same from Captain Marvel in this movie. Russo Brothers didn't save her from shit. Her acting was trash. She was still the same from Captain Marvel. Still arrogant, cocky, trying to be sarcastic and funny like Iron Man. Ooh, whoop-de-freaking-do. She's just like Iron Man. Wow. So is Thor. And then I'm over here like, ooh, wait a minute. I'm just supposed to sit here and believe all this stuff? Hey, but I'll turn off my brain and try to believe it. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I can't. I gotta be honest about how I feel about this movie. I have to be honest. I can't be not honest and lie to you guys. I can't. I gotta be honest. I can't. I gotta be honest with you guys. And yeah. Thor's trash. Freak Iron Man. Should have died even gruesome. I get there's Iron Man fans, but he had to go. Taking up Captain America's space. Team Captain America all day. Yeah. Hey, at least Captain America didn't bite the dust, though. Huh? Another one bites the dust? Huh? Tony Stark bit the dust? Huh? And Tony Stark bit the dust? Tony Stark bit the dust. He died a horrible death. Tony Stark died a horrible death. Hey, that sucked that Iron Man's dead, yo. Man, shoot. Dang. Captain America, though. At least he didn't bite the dust. Dun, 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 dun. From what we know, Captain America's still ready to go. He got... Why do he look so old? That makes no sense to me. He got super soldier serum. He shouldn't be looking so old. But it's whatever. Captain America, Chris Evans, you was the vocal point in this movie. You was the strongest point in this movie. positivity came from you. I love you, Chris Evans. I'm gonna miss you as Captain America, bro. Deuces, my brother. Yeah. Bye, Iron Man. It's good seeing you. Bye, Thor. Thor's trash himself from being Guardians 4. No, Guardians 3. Yeah. Thor's trash. Hulk is trash. War Machine is trash. Oh, another issue I have. Bruh, this is the funniest part of this movie. So all these Rhodey, Black Widow, and Hawkeye, who are humans, will just walk around these random planets and they can breathe the atmosphere. Fuck. They wasn't wearing no helmets or nothing. Okay. I guess I'll believe it. Alright, guys, I'm gonna end this video. There's what Kid Out, the first Black Super Saiyan, wherever I was playing, was that peace, love, positivity, and all that jazz. Yeah. Don't do drugs. Hope you guys enjoyed the spoiler review. Love all you guys. I'm trying to give this movie a pass, but you know, I can. Deuces.